So you've already played Tampa twice this season. Can you talk a little bit about what takeaways you guys have gotten from those two games as you head into your third meeting with them?
Yeah, I think they have a really solid team, and obviously going into this game they have a new coach, and so they're on a bit of a hot streak. So I think it's important to build on our previous two games, but as Coach Ben mentioned, before training today, it's important not to dwell on those two games just because we have a new coach on their end and things are going to change on there, and so we just got to keep doing our job and pushing through and winning games.
You guys are unbeaten in 6 games. How do you keep that momentum going into a non-league game like this one?
Yeah, so I think it's really just important to keep the momentum going strong. Strikers got to score goals, defenders got to keep clean sheets, and it's as simple as that. It doesn't matter what the competition is. We're really just going out there to win the game.
You featured in 4 games this season, 2 of which have been Jägermeister Cup games. How has this competition helped you grow as a keeper?
Yeah, I think it's a really fun competition from the league perspective. Obviously, playing in it last year when I was in Greenville in League One, it's a great experience, and it's a great opportunity for guys to earn minutes and really compete and obviously try to win a trophy.
Yeah, you kind of just mentioned it, but what do these cups mean to you personally, knowing that they most likely mean extra minutes and extra pressure for you?
Yeah, for a guy like me and my role on the team, I think it's really important just to do my best and really prepare for these moments because they don't come often. So really just prove my worth to the team and prove my value.
I guess this is an interesting game, being the last cup game that you guys are playing, but it's still Tampa. And what is like the energy in the locker room with the guys right now going into this game?
Yeah, you mentioned it before. We're on a bit of a unbeaten streak, so everything's been really positive, and guys are working hard. The summer months are hot and long, but it's been really good so far, and really looking to take it forward with this game.
Okay, so after this game, you guys are going to be 5/8 of the way through the season. Very specific, but I guess what have you seen in terms of the growth of the team?
Yeah.
And what do you think needs to improve as you guys head down the stretch?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think the biggest thing for me, seeing a lot of guys added to the roster, later on in the season. Obviously, we just added Jeremy Kelly, who's a terrific player, and these additions have fit in really well. And I think it's part of what Ben does well is the culture of the locker room is the most important. And so it's really these guys have fit in extremely well. Seeing Rubio come back from Gold Cup and have great performances there, they fit right back in, and the culture piece is the biggest part. And it's been really good.
All right, Coach, you've already played Tampa twice this season, came out with wins both times. What were your main takeaways from those 2 games against Tampa as you go into the third meeting with them?
Yeah, I think we kind of have to throw those 2 games away. They were such a long time ago, a couple different coaches in between then. So they're, I think, 3-1 in their last 4 games. Dom got a win last weekend against Hartford, or last week against Hartford. So they're trending upward. I think they've got obviously a talented team, well-coached group, and they're playing for the League Cup table. So, they're all in, and we're all in, and it should be a good game. Anytime we've played Tampa in the last 3 seasons, it's been kind of a banger of a game and a lot of excitement. So, I don't really put much into the last 2 games. It's going to be about who they are now and who we are now, and going for it. And obviously, we want to have our best performance of the season on Saturday with what we've got and go for it.
You guys are on a 6-game unbeaten streak. I guess, how do you carry that momentum going into a non-league game?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is, this season we've been focused on ourselves. Obviously, we're very respectful of our opponents. We're very well prepared. Staff and the players do a great job, but we've focused that we've got to be the hardest working team. We've focused that we have to be above our opponent. And dominate them mentally and physically, and then hopefully let the football take over. But we also know how talented and good Tampa are. Sometimes in these derby matches and the rivalry matches, records don't matter. They're top of the table in this contest, and we're doing well in the other competition. So none of that stuff matters. It's 11v11 for 90 minutes, and hopefully just using, like you said, a little bit of the momentum over the last few weeks to keep pushing us. But we're getting guys healthy, getting guys back, and hopefully just keep getting a little bit better and better.
You talked a bit about kind of the weirdness of this cup. What are your key takeaways from the cup overall, I guess, in terms of player rotation and just cup play and different aspects like that?
Yeah, I think weirdness is a good word. It's been a very fun and exciting tournament, but we've not been great. We played a great game against Greenville and lost, and then some other games we've played different players, tried different things, whether it's been good or bad or indifferent. So It's definitely unique, but we enjoy putting on this jersey, representing this badge, representing this community. We get to play in front of our awesome supporters. So, we want to put our best foot forward. We want to have the best team. We want to win against a good rival, a great team, and go for it. So, like you said, using the momentum of the last few weeks, unique competition. Let's hopefully we can get a win out of it and keep going and getting better from there.
All right, my last question. I guess with this game coming up, I'm assuming there will be rotations, younger players stepping in. How important is that internal depth and using that in cup play?
Yeah, I mean, look, we want to put out a strong squad, and we will. And look, we've had young players feature for us, whether it's rotation by coach decision or by necessity or the players earning it. So, we'll play a strong group. We'll play players that are ready to go. Obviously, we've had a lot of injuries, but so have everybody at this point in the season. I think anybody who gets the jersey is ready to go. That's what this team and this club's about. So we're excited. Yeah, sure, there might be a couple new looks here and there, but, I anticipate two very good teams going for it. They've got a lot to play for. We've got a lot to play for. And, anytime you have two good teams going for it, the fans get their money's worth.
David, really effective for you last year. It seems like he's even taken a step further in his career. How has he improved from last year to this year, in your opinion?
I think naturally he's gotten used to the culture, the travel, the heat, everything. Like, United States is different than Colombia and Brazil where he's played. So, he didn't speak a lick English when he got here. Now he's fluent. Now he understands the food and the team and my expectations and his teammates and the league and the refereeing. So he's obviously a good footballer. He has attacking talent and trickiness and a cleverness to create goals. And he's a high-end player, and we've got a lot of them in the team, and he's a major player for us that gets a lot of things done in the attacking side of the ball.
What makes him so effective in the attacking zone?
Look, he's clever, he's technically gifted, he's press resistant, he could shoot, he could pass. He always wants to go forward, and that's something, obviously you have to find the balance of it, but he provides something that's different, similar to Arturo and Jeremy Kelly, and then we have strikers and, Ikaza and Husu and Allen and Malloy in midfield, and then our back line supporting from deeper positions. So he does provide an element where we can go forward, and he creates plays that maybe some other players don't see all the time.
When I've watched him, it seems like he creates space for other guys, that he kind of frees things up for other guys because defenses have to not focus on him or concentrate on him specifically, but they have to certainly pay attention to him.
Yeah, 100%. He can create those opportunities. He can create movements. He can create, like you said, space for players to arrive into. He can also create chances for himself and setups for others. We had a great play against Miami where Sagber's overlapped. He drew the defenders and created it, and Rubio and Cal were in the box for a finish. So that's how we have to play. It's all 11 players, all 20 players on the roster going for it. And he's a significant part of it.
Defensively, have you seen improvement there on that end of it?
Yeah, definitely. It's more me being clear with the ideas, whether it's in the press, whether it's in the mid block, whether it's individually, whether it's from outside in, wide positions. But we also teach that we want to use our defense to score goals. And when players are bought in, like him, and our strikers and midfielders and wingers are bought in to defend, to attack, then we can create even more chances going forward.
6 weeks, unbeaten streak here. What's been kind of the keys for you the last few matches?
Like I said, I think it's just focusing on improvement, having a growth mindset. Some days, like we talked about this all week, like one time we were solid, like not even poor, but we were just okay, and we lost. And I said, look, if we ain't the hardest working team on the field, obviously we won't win, and we're probably going to lose. So you have to work hard. You have to outdo your opponent. So these weeks have been solid in that avenue. We've also encouraged our team to be more willing to win ugly and be a little bit tougher. Graham Smith coming back into the fold has really helped solidify some stuff at the back line, and we just keep pushing and getting better.